Watch this. One small adjustment to your forearm angle during the hook serve instantly unlocks the spin you've been missing. Let's dive into the hook serve. I've made a key discovery coaching hundreds of players. Your forearm must stay parallel to the table. Think of it this way. From the backswing to the release, your forearm travels along a horizontal line, level with the table surface. When I tell students this, they worry the ball will go sideways. I say, don't worry, just commit to that lateral direction first. Get the feel. Because the hook serve generates force to the side, and your forearm has to deliver that lateral energy. You must use your forearm deliberately. During the backswing, think of throwing a punch. Fold your forearm in compact, tight, then snap it out. Fold, punch, fold, punch. Now here's the crucial difference. A normal punch goes forward and back, but for the hook serve, your forearm travels sideways parallel to the table's edge. Watch my arm path, it moves laterally, not forward. Backswing, punch sideways. Backswing, punch sideways. This method works beautifully. Many players are afraid to commit to the sideways direction, but that's exactly what you need. Find that lateral line first. Next, so how do we keep the ball on the table when we're brushing sideways? Hook the racket and use this benchmark. Look at my racket angle. Notice where my racket head is pointing. Stand in a normal receiving position across the table. My racket head points directly at my opponent. That's the key. Hook the racket so the head aims at the person across from you, then brush sideways. The ball curves right onto the table. This single checkpoint solves so many problems. Now, why do players struggle to get the ball on the table using the method I just described? Whether you play penhold or shakehand, the reason is the same. During the backswing, if your racket head drifts away from pointing at your opponent, the angle opens up and the ball sails off the side. You lose control of the serve entirely. Keep that racket head locked on target throughout the motion. The ball flies off the side because you haven't hooked the racket properly. Your racket head is pointing toward the umpire instead of your opponent. Aim the racket head at your opponent, hook it in, and brush sideways. Hook and brush sideways. Try it, the ball lands on the table naturally. Players hesitate to commit sideways because they're afraid of missing. But if you play it safe and just push forward, you get a hook serve with no real spin. That's a wasted serve. Now let me recap the three key points. First, put the racket down and just practice the forearm motion. Fold the forearm in, snap it out. Fold, snap. We're used to swinging forward and back, but here you punch laterally. Get that punching feel first. Second, your forearm and racket face travel along a line parallel to the table's edge. Sideways, sideways, sideways. The entire forearm path runs along the table, not across it. Once you have that feel, you can angle slightly, that's fine. But start perfectly parallel, otherwise you'll either jam your wrist or collapse into a forward push. Keep it flat and lateral. Third, the racket face. Whether penhold or shakehand, when you set up, the racket head points directly at your opponent across the table. Watch closely. From the moment I begin my backswing through the instant I contact the ball, my racket head points at my opponent. After contact, it's still pointing at my opponent, always aimed at the person across the table. This is how you stay hooked throughout the stroke. Many players hook the racket before the backswing, but as soon as they pull back, the angle shifts. Or they're hooked during the backswing, but the moment they swing forward, the face opens up. Give yourself a fixed target, your opponent. Point the racket head at them and you'll stay hooked the entire time. I used to call this the mirror drill, but thinking of it as aiming at your opponent is even clearer. Try it right now. Players who apply this immediately see more spin. Keep that racket head locked on your opponent from start to finish. From backswing through contact, the racket head points at your opponent. After contact, it still points at them. Stay hooked and brush the right side of the ball, you can't help but get pure spin. Then now let's talk about body power. Stomp, crunch the core when those sync up, every ounce of force transfers into the ball. Without that connection, you exhaust yourself and the serve still comes out flat, no spin, no speed. Here's something critical, the hook serve does not use waist rotation. With a regular forehand, you rotate, pull back, turn, release, that's fine. But on the hook serve, the moment you rotate your waist, force scatters forward and you lose the lateral energy. Instead, think of it as compressing downward, rising up through the body, then compressing down again. Press, rise, press. That vertical pump channels power straight into the sideways brush. This is the core mechanic that makes the hook serve explosive. For a regular forehand, your arm can be farther from your body and it doesn't matter much. But the hook serve demands that you tuck your arm in close. Pull the elbow back, keep it tight against your torso. Watch this slow motion, I load here, close to my body, then snap outward. Think about it. When your arm is tucked in, you get full leverage on that lateral whip. If I reach out away from my body and try to generate force, there's almost nothing there. Bring it in close, and the power jumps immediately. When we keep the arm far from the body, we lose all that stored energy. So how do we sync the toss with our power? By keeping the hand and body close together. Set up your backswing tight, toss the ball, and the instant it drops, fire from that loaded position. Watch, toss, then snap. Can the ball possibly come out without spin when you do that? No. The easiest place to generate maximum friction is right here, at this contact point close to your body. This point is genuinely critical. You already know the hook serve motion, so why does your ball come out flat? That's exactly what we've been breaking down. The closer you stay, the longer your effective acceleration window becomes. Now, a lot of people struggle to get enough spin on the hook serve's sidespin backspin variation. Here's a method that fixes it right away. Watch, you can apply this with a sidespin backspin action too. Use the same motion, brush underneath with a slightly open racket face, and then here's the key, pull the racket back toward your body after contact. See that? The ball visibly gains rotation. Same method, same principle. Watch the ball, the spin difference is obvious. So where is the real key point here? After you contact the ball, don't let the racket stop dead. Complete the brush and then pull back toward yourself, a reverse pull. On your sidespin backspin hook serve, if the ball isn't spinning, stop freezing at contact. Keep the racket alive, brush through, and retract. Watch the difference, the spin multiplies, not by a little but dramatically. This reverse breaking acts as a deception layer on top of your sidespin topspin serve. It looks the same but doesn't change that variation much. Where it truly transforms your game is on the sidespin backspin serve. The effect is massive. After you contact the ball, snap the racket upward in the opposite direction, reverse breaking. That sudden deceleration and redirection multiplies the spin you impart. The ball grabs the rubber and rips off with heavy rotation. Watch this short serve, see how violently it kicks. That's reverse breaking at work. Go try it yourself.